Word of the day is 27-ton log splitter fixed. If you want to know what was wrong after having it for 4 years, watch the rest of the video. The low pressure hose popped off. It's all frayed on the inside. It's the smaller of the two hoses. It's the one that connects to the control valve on top. And on the lower side, you can also see where it connects. It's connected with a hose clamp and a barb fitting. And that's the hose in a bucket. I reattached the hose, but the control valve needed replacement. Hey everybody, I'm going to try to make a useful video about my Champion log splitter. Kept the tarp on because I wanted to show everyone how I keep it. I don't have a cover, but I recommend you have one. If you're watching this video, you probably have one of your own and you're probably wondering what's wrong and how do I fix it? That's why I'm here. I've had some issues with this, and it was specifically related to this hose right here that popped off behind my oil filter. I brought it to a shop because I thought I needed a new hose, but the guy just cut the ends and I was able to put them back on, and I can still stand it up. It's not pulling tight, but if you cut off any more, I'd probably need a new hose. So he asked me a question: why did the hose pop off? This hose is supposed to have low pressure. And I noticed when I was using it last, gotta do this from this side, the sun is beaming in my eyes. The control valve, when I would push it down to go down, no problem. When I would push it up, the piston would go all the way up into the up position. It kind of gets stuck for a second before it popped back into neutral. So I believe that's the root cause, and the guy explained to me, the guy at the shop, the hydraulic shop, said the mechanism in here that releases opens up. He said it was explained to me that the mechanism in here that opens up, it like the balls, they open and close kind of like this on a spring, and they get rusty in there or something gets damaged and they wear out and it's broken. The guy, when I showed him a picture of it, he goes, "Nope, it's Chinese. I can't fix that. The standard pipe threads are a mimic of the US standard pipe threads, and they're actually not a good mimic, so I can't change them." He said I could change out this whole system for $1,000. And in fact, I did see a valve controller for about $800, so he's probably going to charge me another $200 to put it together. So, in my research, I got a new valve controller, and I just got to put the pin in and that won't swing. Let me spin this around. So I was on Amazon. I found some different configurations, whether it was left or right or the way things swung were different, and I couldn't figure it out. So I went on the Champion website. I looked in their manual. I found the part number, and I just ordered the part from Champion. With expedited shipping, 2-day shipping, an extra $20, I paid $180 total. If you want to see the part number, that's the part number, NF22015M. Oh Jesus, now I'm not sure if that's correct. I had something else in my mind. So I'll post that in this video below what the right part number is. But I came out here trying to figure out how to attach this, and it seems relatively simple. Take those off. Take that off on the bottom, and I'm in business. Just gonna replace the whole thing. The videos I saw online, the gentleman said this popped off, the hose went up and started spraying everywhere all over his wood that he sells. I loaned this to my neighbor a while back, and he said a hose fell off. and he stopped using it and he just put it back on. I haven't used it since he loaned it, and I thought it was one of these because they were very loose. But now I think that popped off on him as well. I also noticed I'm about empty on hydraulic fluid, so I'm going to change this out and we'll find out if it works later. Got a wrench on here, another foot of pipe. That's what I needed to twist this thing free, and I'm putting a lot of torque on there. Good 100 pounds or so. So I took a street elbow out, or a elbow with a barb, this little plug, and I'm just going to transfer them in here. I'm not going to waste your time watching me screw it in, but I did want to point out to put in this nut first, otherwise you don't have a really good access to putting it in if this other elbow is screwed in. Went around with Teflon tape 3 times, and hopefully that's enough. So I'm trying to figure out how to hell to unscrew this. This hose is getting all twisted and tangled on me. So then I said, okay, let me undo. It's just a pressure fitting, right? And how do I undo this one? I can't undo it. I'm like, how do I do it? Aha, I had an epiphany. I'm gonna take the cylinder off, and then I could twist this any single which way I want. It's kind of big, but I don't have any other ideas. This is not my, it's not what I do for work, so I'm winging it here. That pin was really easy to take out with some needle nose pliers. Pop the pins out, slid right out. This thing, this piston is Jesus Christ heavy. And if you're working in a horizontal position, make sure that pin is in, otherwise you're gonna take a shitter with all your tools, and it's gonna be a bad day. But this comes off relatively easily, and it should be easy now for me to twist this around and put my hydraulic line on. I got the hose off. I was dancing and twisting with that thing, and it's got to weigh 100 pounds. I don't know, maybe just slightly under 100 pounds. Heavy, awkward, sharp. Boy, be prepared. If you're going to do something like that, be prepared. You're going to need a second hand. I put the piston back on in order to crank on this little sucker here, because it's moving on me, and this is going to hold still so I can try to turn it off. Hopefully you're not a dummy like me and you're actually working inside. Make sure to have a flathead screwdriver, a wrench, a piece of pipe or some sort of torque wrench bar or something like that, and needle nose pliers to screw around with. If you're working in a shop, great. But if you're not, if you're doing this outside, don't do what I did and walk back and forth inside covered with mud and trying to figure this out before the sun sets. Well, I think I'm about halfway home. Just need to take this little elbow out, put it in that spot, and I can put these pieces back together. Yes, about a gallon of fluid shot out on me, on my arm, and my leg is from the hose. But all of that was, I guess, under pressure. So I think I'm glad I'm working outside and I didn't bring this into the garage, because I would have made a filthy mess. All right, I just got to work it back. Goes on until it's tight. I think I can get one more turn out of it. I'm not gonna, it's hydraulics. Oh, I don't know. You think I can get another turn out of it? Jesus Christ, I'm scared. Let's try. I don't think it was that tight. I know I'm not supposed to turn this backward, but fuck it. we'll see. It's either gonna work or it's not gonna work, right? So I did get these together. I did take the control arm, bring it one more time around, one rotation. So I was putting about 100 pounds into it, good chunk of my body weight. And then I brought this around one more time just to make sure these were lined up real good. Again, about 100 pounds, foot-pounds I was putting on there. This I need to turn in the other direction, but now I got to get the hose on because that's leaking. So it's going to be another wrestling match with this piston. So wish me luck.
Yeah.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Almost there. The sun is setting, but I still have enough daylight to work clearly. This elbow goes in the direction I want. I don't have much twist on here. I can still stand this up without any problem. This elbow is going in the direction I want it to. That's just a barbed fitting. Got to put my handle back on, put some minor pieces back on, and we'll try to start it up with the new controller. See if we're in business or not. I'll even take that little plate off and make it look like stock. Wish me luck, hope nothing blows up. Put my pin in, 2 cotter pins, one on each side. Let's see if I can do this with holding a camera. Yeah, that goes on relatively easily. I just gotta tighten it up. Hope nothing blows up in my face till I fire it up. Unscrew that and put it back in place. Tighten that one. Tighten this one. Like brand new. I said I was going to start it up, but I got to go to a store and get like 5 gallons of hydraulic fluid because I have none. It's empty. Splitter usually starts up right away. Turn it on, put on the choke, and nothing's leaking. Okay, I'm pretty happy about that with my luck. Usually things don't work and they break and I do something wrong, but I'm pretty happy about replacing the control valve. It was 175 bucks. It's 2022 right now. Plus I paid another 20 bucks for expedited shipping. So if something breaks, it can be done. Probably need to buy another hose. Maybe I'll buy one next year or two. If it ever falls off again, I clearly know exactly what I do need to buy another hose. So far so good. I got some little bit of the tarp that probably ripped off, is burning off my exhaust, but no big deal on that. Time to split some more wood. Got some more wood here, some more wood here, delivery for free. Don't click the subscribe button, whatever you do. But if you do, all of your dreams will come true. Thanks for watching, everybody.